Hello dear learners, welcome to the channel Binpipe School. I am Bijayalakshmi with you to tell you more about velocity. Now here in this lesson, I'm going to tell you about the definition of velocity. Now in the subsequent video, we will study about the different types of velocity and even the real life situations where we can solve problems. Now the definition of velocity, as it says, that the rate of change of displacement of the body is velocity. That means the speed at which something moves in one direction is termed to be velocity. Now we can also tell it in this way, that it is a vector measurement of the rate and direction of motion, or we can also say it as the speed at which something is moving in particular direction. So here velocity becomes the vector quantity, and it is something that is moving in one direction. And here two things come in point, that is the speed and the direction. So how can we calculate velocity? We can calculate velocity of a moving object in a straight line as displacement by time. If you have followed my previous videos, I had discussed about displacement as is the shortest distance that is to be measured. And using this displacement versus a time, we can calculate the velocity of a body. Now, we can measure the speed of the car traveling in a particular direction, or the speed of a rocket launched in the space. All can be measured by velocity. Now, we can numerically say that the displacement of the body in 1 second is velocity. Now, what is a unit of velocity? Generally, the unit that is used is the SI unit. In meter per second it is calculated. In CGS unit, we calculate as centimeter per second. And it can be also expressed in any units of distance per unit time, like miles per hour, kilometers per hour, kilometer per second, kilometer per hour, and so on. Now let's solve some sums here. Calculate the velocity of the car that travels 100 kilometers in 4 hours. Now what is being given here? That the distance is 100 kilometers and time is given as 4 hours. Now here we generally take distance as displacement for calculating velocity. And since we know the velocity as displacement by time, so we take as v is equal to s by t, that is 100 by 4. So we can say the velocity of the car is 25 kilometers per hour. Similarly, let's discuss about this sum, where it says a boat is traveling north at 10 kilometers per hour relative to water. The water is flowing north at 5 kilometers per hour. What is the velocity of the boat relative to the ground? So here we get a boat. It's traveling due north relative to water. The water is also flowing towards north. Then how can we calculate the relative velocity of the boat to the ground? So here, since boat and water both are on the same direction, we just add the velocity. So we get 10 plus 5, that is 15 kilometers per hour. So this is the net answer. For the third type of problem, here we can see, now a body moves 4 meters towards east and then 3 meters towards north. The total time for this process was 10 seconds. Find the displacement, distance, velocity, and average speed. Sometimes you may get questions summed up together where we get 1 or 2 scores for each and every steps. So here in this sum, how can we proceed? Like here, it's been given that the body is moving 4 meters towards east, 4 meters towards east, 4 meters, and then it goes 3 meters due north. That means we have to first calculate the displacement. What is the shortest distance traveled by this body? It's nothing but OB. Now this OB can be calculated as the square root. If you remember, if you follow the previous videos, you will get it. It's the using Pythagoras theorem, we can calculate 4 square plus 3 square will give us square root of 4 square plus 3 square will give us this 5 meter as the answer. So this displacement is 5 meter. What is the distance traveled? That is the total distance covered or the total path covered by the body. That is 4 meter plus 3 meter. That is, we get 7 meter as the answer. Next, calculate the velocity. Velocity, as we have already learned, that velocity is displacement by time. So here we are going to take this displacement and put it here. Displacement is 5 by time taken, as it is given as 10 seconds. So my answer gets to be 0.5 meter per second. Now, question for the solution for the fourth question, that is, what is the average speed? Now, average speed has a formula of total distance by total time covered. So what is the total distance covered? That is 7 meter. We'll put it here, divided by 10. That is 0.7 meter per second. That is the total average speed covered by the body. So these are the 3 real life situational sums which might be given, and this is how you are going to solve step by step. So I hope you have understood the part which I have been told to you, and that's all for today. See you in the next video. Do subscribe my channel and let me know how it was learning with me. Till then, stay connected.